welcome to the Fresh Dish. We are back for another exciting week of Dancing with the Stars. So what do you say we get this Fresh Dish started?
Let's do it, yeah!
Before we bid a dance dish farewell to Chuck Wicks, we've got to talk about the ever favorite, ever sultry couple, Gilles and Cheryl.
Ooh, we like that.
Gilles, oh, mon ami, mon frère, Gilles. Great job, Gilles. Hey, I know it's hard to go first, okay? And I know it's got to be tough for you. Watching all the stars starting to peak now later in the season when you did it consistently since week 1. But Gilles, okay? Trust me, Gilles. Don't surrender, okay? I know it's in your nature as a Frenchman to surrender, but don't. When the dust settles, you will be in the finals, Gilles. Trust me, Gilles. Vive la France! And judges, come on, what is up with these judges? Yeah. If anybody else would have danced the way Gilles did, they'd have given them like a 33 instead of a 27. Come on!
But technically speaking, you can only score a highest score of 30. So, while he did deserve a 33, yes. I mean, that was the best Lindy Hop I have seen all season.
And huge props to Cheryl for her clever choreography.
Yes, loved Gilles rocking that 50s do.
Oh yeah, yeah, that looked awesome. Yeah. Oh wait, what about little Kim? She killed the Paso Doble. Get it? She killed it because she's like from the.
Yeah. Okay, but Gilles does have a new competitor taking his top spot. So watch out, little Kim. He's coming for you next week.
Hey, what was up with Lil Kim's tattoo? Did you see that thing like on the side of her face? Didn't she look like Mike Tyson or something? Remember Mike Tyson? Hi everybody, I'm a dancer now. Look at me. I mean, but you know what?
Where did this come from?
Great. It was a great dance, great style, and at the end she delivered a knockout punch.
Yeah.
Tyson style.
What?
Keep kissing those judges, Lil Kim. That's all I have to say. I mean, she scored a 9 from Len, 10 from Bruno, 28 for the whole night.
Very deserving of a 28. But then we have Sean and Mark who danced a 27 and had mixed reviews for their samba. So before you two get your hands on my precious little Sean, I will say that she danced beautifully, was age appropriate, and she deserved that 10 from Carrie Ann.
I have to agree with Len. She did need a little bit more hip action in the samba. I mean, you can't deny she's a great dancer, but this week my eyes were glued to Mark. Shaking what his mama gave him, and very well, I must add.
It looks like it might be getting a little too late for Sean. Maybe it's time for bedtime, Sean. Maybe it's time we tucked you in, Sean. Maybe because Carrie Ann gave you a 10, it's time for her to go to bed too. I mean, come on.
No, you come on. I mean, Wednesdays must be the days that you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And I realize that you're still bitter over Chuck being voted off.
No, Julianne being voted off.
Right. But we've got to get ourselves together. Okay, are we going to talk about Melissa Rycroft? Poor thing.
Oh, yeah. Poor Melissa. Man, Melissa, when I heard you were injured, my heart sank, Melissa. Yeah. It sank low, really low. Like, you know, like low, kind of like your waistline with those jeans you were wearing low. Holy smokes, did you guys see that?
Yes.
Oh, man, I am so glad you did not get voted off, Melissa. Edita who?
Edita who?
Yeah.
Ernie, snap out of this.
Edita.
Goodness. But I do understand how Melissa could steal your heart. But you know, that aside, it's such a bummer we didn't get to see the performance at full speed, the jive.
Yes, yes. If we would have seen that at full speed, it's a guaranteed 33, people.
Get well soon, Melissa. Repair those ribs. Unless you want the dance dish farewell to be about you next week.
I love Melissa. But you know, if she doesn't get better, the underdogs of Dancing with the Stars are going to be in it yet another week.
That would be Ty and Chelsea.
Yeah. Hey, Ty, you danced a good salsa. Just a little too mild for me, that's all.
Did you say it was good?
Mild.
No, it was mild. No picante with the Ty going on here. And look, Carrie Ann, listen to me. A 9? A 9, Carrie Ann? Who is paying you, woman?
Ernie, you apparently didn't see Ty's hip gyrations that kept going and going and going. Seriously, that's what got him the 9.
Yeah, forget the dancing. I watched the guy just for his rehearsal footage. I mean, the shimmy, it's like unbelievable.
Woo, classic Ty. And just for that, I think we should reenact it. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
And how about the spray tan? Dude, you are so white. You glow in the dark. Ghost Hunters International was out on the dance floor looking for you, dude. Come on. That was horrible.
Regardless of the tan, we have established that Ty is one white dude.
Yes.
All in favor?
Ty. I mean,
Yes.
he is white.
No denying it.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to move on to the group dances. First, we have the Team Mambo.
Yes. And how about we stop? How about everyone just stops listening to Chuck when it comes to costume ideas? Guys, please, okay? I mean, you guys were doing great until you pulled off that little stunt at the end and you showed off your legs that look whiter than Chuck's after the tanning.
Okay, but I heard a little bit in there that you actually liked the dancing?
Yeah, I like the dancing. The dancing was okay. They brought a little bit more heat and intensity than they do in their regular couples dances. So hey, next week bring that same intensity or I'm coming down on you guys.
Ooh.
I loved it all. Even the disturbing men wearing leotards and tights, I have to say. I mean, if Justin Timberlake can do it, so can Tony Dovolani.
Yeah, never thought I'd see Tony in tights. That was funny. Which means we do have to move on now to the Team Tango.
Yes, the Team Tango. Holy smokes.
I just have to add one tiny negative tidbit to kind of just train on to Ernie's. The girls were wearing garbage bags for dresses. That's the bottom line. Plastic, black, flowing garbage bags.
Okay.
End event.
Are you glad you got that off your chest?
Yes.
Was it really hefty?
Anyway,
Okay, I get that.
it's very hard to compare the two dances. I mean, I love the passion of the tango. And I think a highlight of the show was Gilles and Cheryl. I mean, the slow motion, so poetic.
Yeah, and so needed. Okay, and I'll tell you why. They had to be in slow motion because they are so far ahead of everybody else. They had to like literally slow themselves down so everyone else could catch up.
It was a build.
No. And you see what happens? You get 2 stars with Gilles on the dance floor all at the same time, not like with commercial breaks. And what happens? All of a sudden, little Kim's tripping all over herself. Ty's looking for some outlet to plug himself into. Gilles, you knocked it out of the park. Viva la France!
It amazes me that we do not hear or see the same things. Yeah. Okay, you know Len said that Gilles' footwork was atrocious and that Ty nailed it and was not going to get voted off. I mean, does that not sound familiar to you?
Yeah, Len has cataracts.
Ooh. Okay, I don't know that, but one thing I do know is that our country star Chuck Wicks and Julianne Hough got voted off. So in dance dish tradition, here's your farewell.
I came to see my daddy for a sit-down man-to-man. It wasn't any secret I had disappointed all my fans. I guess that's why he left me waiting in the living room by myself, with at least a dozen of his trophies sitting on a shelf. I was being a dumb fella, wearing clothes I really liked, satin and silk pajamas that I wear to sleep at night. I was wearing them on stage with a big popsicle grin, dancing with my lady, thinking I could really win. In her eyes I'm Prince Charming, but to him I'm some dumb fella who dresses like he thinks he's Cinderella. I leaned in towards those trophies to get a better look at some. It was baseball, football, wrestling. He said, "Ain't that something, son?" I said, "Yes, you're quite a man's man." And he just stared at me. Then I realized I was wearing my red silk pajamas. I was being a dumb fella, wearing clothes I really liked, satin and silk pajamas that I wear to sleep at night. I was wearing them on stage with a big popsicle grin, dancing with my lady, thinking I could really win. In her eyes I'm Prince Charming, but to him I'm just some dumb fella. Dresses like he thinks he's Cinderella.
That was one sad country song, Chuck.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh, are you refusing to go country?
Yes, I am. I can't handle it anymore.
Oh, thanks for watching The Fresh Dish. I'm your host, Tami Daniels.
I'm Audrey Matos.
And I'm Ernie Macias.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Should we
Start it.
Let's do
Get
it.
Get it going. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Oh.
Woo! Farewell.